And we live.
Live. I have to look at 8:10.
8:10.
August the 31st.
Need to put my phone on. Do not disturb.
I already did.
I forgot. Good
Glad-
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Hopefully, very well on this Saturday. Up early, or, well, I guess it's not too early some places, depending on where you are.
That's right.
Hmm. Well, what you got going on today? I think I know.
It's a big day today. It's the first game of the season.
For Alabama.
For Alabama.
First game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
college football.
At least it's not till late in the day.
That's right, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. But you told me yesterday that some of the good games are happening early.
Yeah, you got Georgia and Clemson at 11 a.m. today.
I may not get much work out of him today.
Oh, goodness.
But we shall see.
'Tis the season.
Yep.
'Tis the season.
It is what it is.
I don't know. Georgia should be. I don't know. That should be a.
Never is a should be.
Never as they should be. It should be a good game, but I bet Georgia's favored heavily. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
I'm guessing.
Maybe.
I may be wrong, but I'm guessing. I don't gamble, so I don't know what the spread is, but I'm guessing that Georgia's favored heavily.
Well, I couldn't tell you one way or another. I could not tell you.
Oh, goodness. I saw somebody say they can't wait for fall to get here, and I'm with you.
You know, they've been toying around with some crazy temperatures in our area. The lowest I saw it was 77 for the high one day next week.
But it's changed.
It's changed. It's creeping back up there. Let's just see.
It is. I haven't checked it this morning, but yesterday it wasn't that. It's cooler for sure, but not 70.
Well, it was still pretty low for considering what we've been through.
Yeah.
All right. So 80.
80 now.
80 is going to be the low.
It's kind of dropped a little bit more.
Okay. So
and it's sustained too.
Yeah. Wednesday is when it starts. 81 for the high, but a 55% chance of rain. So that's probably what's going to bring those cooler temperatures in.
We need that too.
Then Thursday and Friday, both 80 for the high. Saturday and Sunday, 82 for the high. So, I mean, this may be here for the long haul.
Y'all, I hope so. I hope so.
But there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 days of 55% chance of rain. We'll take that too.
We'll take that too. I saw, and I mentioned it in the video, but it just blew my mind that this is the second driest August, and that was a few days ago. So I don't know if it broke the record or not, but the second driest August in the history of them keeping records, and that's the 129 years of record keeping.
In Chilton County? Or in the United States?
In the area.
Oh.
In our area.
Well, we got a half inch of rain.
Yes.
We got a half inch of rain a couple of days ago, and that was, well, it was in the evening. That was much appreciated, except for we had some pretty good wind with it.
It was a pop-up storm.
It got up to, our weather system said 27 miles per hour was the peak. But let me tell y'all, we were out of chicken scratch. And so that garbage can that was inside the Premier One fence blew out of the Premier One fence and halfway across that whole field. So I don't know really how it picked it up. And you would think it would have got caught in the fence. Yeah. But it didn't. It went out the fence. So Mama had a wooden star hanging on her porch, and it came off the wall and flew all the way across. What?
The white playhouse we built chicken coop?
Yeah.
It's upside down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, you didn't tell me that.
I just saw it yesterday evening, and then I forgot.
Is it okay?
I noticed it, but I hadn't walked over there and folded it back over.
Folded it?
Or flipped it.
If you got to fold it, it ain't okay. It's wood.
It's wood.
And then the goat's umbrella broke.
Yeah.
The goat's umbrella broke. That was the first thing I saw when I went out. I could see the umbrella was down, and I thought that it had just came off the pole or something. Nope, the whole thing just bent over.
It's broken.
It's broken.
I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm
Try.
gonna look at it again, but maybe.
Well, Jason took it outside the fence and set it over on the barn side where the animals couldn't get to it for fear that something may happen. But the cats are loving it. Yesterday evening, it's up like this, and I could see the umbrella moving, and I was like, "What in the world is it?" I went,
oh goodness,
and Biscuit and Bramble were in that umbrella, running around. So, anyway, somebody likes it better down than they do up.
See. Oh goodness.
Goodness.
I see either Lester or Jamie's on here.
Oh, good morning.
I'm a survivor. Usually I don't see them pop up for some reason. I don't know why.
You saw them this morning?
I saw them this morning.
How about that? Yep. Well, went out this morning to milk, and I've been adding the calf manna to Capri's feed.
Yeah.
And I do that while she's on the stand, and I just take a little tiny mason jar and fill it halfway up and then mix it in with her food, and I zip the bag back. I keep it at the milk stand. So I always zip it back. Well, this morning she's eating like normal. I'm milking, going on about our business, and all of a sudden she tries to come out of the milk stand. And I was like, what in the world? This is not normal for her. She always stands.
Yeah.
I realized I had not zipped the calf manna bag back, and she had consumed all the calf manna that was mixed in with her food, and she thought she'd help herself.
Oh, goodness.
So I had to kind of stop and give her a little bit more to make her think, she deserved it, and zip the bag back, and all was good. But
oh, goodness.
I got to remember to zip that bag back because she'll remember for me.
Yeah, she will.
I always get all that set before she comes in, so I zipped the bag back. This morning I failed to do that, and I paid for it.
So I got a question.
What?
So I saw that Miss Lauren said that this is her first year living in New Orleans, and she had a hot face emoji. So what I want to know is Lauren, where did you live prior to moving to New Orleans?
Not Alabama.
It's not Alabama.
She didn't live in Alabama prior.
Because our weather is pretty much the same. So I'm curious to know where Miss Lauren is from. I saw that this morning.
It's a very undesirable sometime. But
it's that wet heat.
Where do you go? I mean, me, Carl, and I were talking about it not too long ago. So we don't want to live we're not moving. let me just say that. We're not moving. But
me.
I think she answered.
Mm-mm.
We don't want to live somewhere where it snows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just not my thing, I don't think. And you don't want to live somewhere where the summers are miserable,
right,
like they are here. But Hawaii's the only place I can think of, and I don't know how we get moody to Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii's pretty nice. I think Los Angeles or that part of California is nice too. But yeah, I was just curious where she's from. It's our wet heat that gets you here. It just is. You just can't breathe. Of course, we're used to it, but I can imagine someone that's not our subtropical climate is.
There she is, rough. San Diego.
So yeah, that is.
There you go.
That is a big difference right there.
So Lauren, are you moving back? Are you moving back? Are you here to stay? It can be quite miserable, and you have to, plan ahead.
Somebody says the humidity, why they hate the South. It is rough.
Yeah, because when we went to Maine, they were in a heat wave. Yeah. And the temperatures were, in
the mid 90s.
But it was not unbearable to us at all.
Yeah,
I mean, we felt like
great.
We felt like we were in a good place. And
it felt great.
And the people that were, Mainers, they were like, oh, so hot. I'm sorry y'all are visiting when it's so hot. No,
it felt great.
It felt great.
I saw something here recently, and gosh, I can't forget. Yep, y'all probably seen the guy. My mind's gone blank. He does these really, really great short videos, and he's a farmer. He's got, anyways, the videos are great. And anyways, he did one about the humidity in the Midwest where they grow a lot of corn.
Mm-hmm.
And he said because corn produces so much water.
Yeah.
That it causes the humidity to rise over there when they're growing corn.
Really?
Yeah, and he said it makes it seem like a subtropical climate because of the corn.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that blew my mind. Blew my mind. Just you don't think about that kind of stuff.
No, you don't. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that it's fall, or fall's getting closer, which means it is time for your fall planting.
Well, for your fall
for
planting.
my fall planting. So if you just been biting at the bit to plant stuff and garden, this is for us here in the South.
Say it depends on where you are.
Depends on where you are, but we really try to plant stuff in the fall. Our trees and shrubs and perennials and fruit trees or fruit bushes or anything, roses. This is when we want to plant them, is in the fall, all the way up to, we don't want to go past May, really.
Yeah.
In planting.
Probably not.
Once you get past May, it kind of gets pretty warm. And I mean, you can plant here after that. You're just going to have to baby it all the time. You're just going to have to keep it watered and yeah.
Yep.
So y'all be on the lookout, because you're gonna start seeing some stuff pop on sale too. Your fertilizers and potting soils and that kind of stuff too will start reducing in price, and that's when you can rack up on it as well.
Speaking of that,
yeah.
So we were at Walmart one day, and we saw some mulch on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if y'all's garden centers like ours, but getting somebody to help you can be kind of hard. So we decided that we would just come back instead of doing it right then. We go on over and we go to Tractor Supply. Well, Tractor Supply had a sign at their mulch, $1 a bag.
Mm-hmm.
$1 a bag, and they had like 3 pallets of brown and 2 pallets of red.
That's right.
So we weren't interested in the red. We were only interested in the brown.
Mm-hmm.
So our thoughts were, okay, we'll go home and we'll get the trailer and we'll come back.
Right.
And we'll get some of this mulch. Well, I went on tractorsupply.com. I was thinking I could order it on there and then do a pickup or whatever. And the reviews popped up. And y'all, we have bought that mulch before. And I actually put it in my car when we bought it to go around the wagon. This was when Mary Carl was doing her back and forth to Montgomery, doing the Shakespeare camp thing. So I went and got the mulch and put it in my car, and it stunk like stinking stank, but worse.
Yeah.
It stunk, but I still just thought that it was just mulch.
Sometimes it can have that smell, but it kind of reminds me of hammer meal, like a paper mill.
Yeah.
That's the kind of smell it was.
But I've gotten mulch before and not felt like it stunk.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plenty of times.
So anyway, I ended up taking the truck to go get me a Carl because the car smelled so bad. Jason cleaned out that had spilled out and left the hatch open. So the next day, the car still smelled, but it wasn't as bad. So upon getting on the website, the reviews popped up, and y'all,
it was like 1-star reviews.
I was like, why did this mulch get 1-star review?
But we forgot about the smell.
We forgot about it.
We forgot about the smell when we saw the reviews. And it was like, why in the world is mulch have 1-star reviews?
And what could be wrong with mold?
It's mulch. I mean, come on, it's how can a mulch have this many? And y'all, it was like
let me just
bunch. It wasn't like 2 or 3 reviews. It was a bunch. And I was like, what in the world? Well, the reviews were this mulch stinks. And y'all, you should have read some of them. The neighbors were mad at them. It was so funny. All the reviews, like one, they were having a party. The mulch smelled so bad. And I really didn't. I mean, it smelled, but once I got it put out, then
we just didn't pay that much attention.
And plus, it was
to
out around the wagon, and it just wasn't like that. It was a pallet's worth.
It was 15 bags, I think, is what we bought.
Yeah, I think it was about 15 bags, and I'm telling y'all, it was hilarious at the reviews.
I mean, it was. I don't like read reviews or anything, but I was reading it because I was entertained.
Yes.
It was hilarious.
It was over the top.
It was called Scott's Color Stay.
Yeah, it was brown.
Well, they make it in red.
They make it in red too. And it was hilarious at the reviews. So much so that we decided that we were going to buy it and make a video on the smell, make a like a funny video about it.
Yeah, because we needed the mulch, first of all, and then second of all, it stunk. I mean, it stunk. Then when we thought back on it, we were like, if you put out a lot of it,
it would smell pretty bad.
It would be overwhelming.
Yeah, I could see it.
So I go back to go get the mulch, and it's all gone.
It's all gone.
And Jason had told me, he was like, well, nobody's going to buy all that mulch because, it's just too much of it. Nobody's going to buy all that mulch. $1 a bag. And my thinking is somebody's going to buy that mulch. Somebody's going to buy it. And I was right. But guess what? I was scrolling through Marketplace this morning.
Yeah.
And somebody in Chilton County
is selling it.
For $3 a bag.
So they're trying to flip it.
But if they get a whiff of it, they better hope they don't have any out on their property, for an example. Because if they get a whiff of it, it's over. They're not selling it.
Oh, goodness.
Somebody said they bought some.
Bought 13 bags.
And it stunk too, didn't it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it has quite an odor.
The reviews, though, the write-up in the reviews, some of them, y'all, were just absolutely.
If I wanted to live on a cattle farm, I would live on a cattle farm. And,
goodness.
And it's all natural dyes that make it the color stay.
Mm-hmm.
So they say don't put it out when it's going to rain within 8 hours because it's natural and the stuff will wash off. I don't know what's causing the smell in it. Scotts did respond to just about every one of the comments.
They were responding back.
And they were like, I'm sorry to hear you're dissatisfied. Please call us at, such and such so we can get this taken care of for you. But we missed out on it, but somebody else got it. And
they're selling it for $3 a bag.
It stinks.
Somebody said.
And they have red or brown, the person that's selling it.
So they bought all of it.
They bought
all of it.
I'm sure.
They went over there and bought it all. And I'm sure that's why it was $1 a bag. I bet you, because it was
the company probably.
I bet they've had it there for so long and it's just not selling. And people have probably seen the reviews or like us, we bought
a little bit
bags
of it and then knew it stunk.
And then come back. Yeah.
I wouldn't not buy it again because it stunk. But $1 a bag, my gracious.
Yeah.
You can't lose.
That's right.
I mean, you can put a sign at your entrance. Beware of the smell. Sorry, Scott's mulch.
Because that was one spot we were going to put it.
Was out by the gate.
Was around the magnolia trees, right there by the gate. And then I told you, I said, people are going to come up and buy eggs or honey or whatever from the farm stand. They're going to be like, oh my gracious.
This place stinks. I can't buy anything from them. Oh,
Oh,
gracious.
somebody said that, it would maybe it would override stink and stunk.
Maybe.
I
It
don't
might.
know.
It's a different kind of smell, though.
It is a different kind of smell.
But it sure stunk my car up, that's for sure. And we knew it. We knew it stunk, but we didn't like go out and try to figure out why.
Yeah.
We figured it out on our own.
I don't. Somebody asked, "Does ours still stink?" I don't smell it. You smell it when you put it out.
You smell it when you put it out, and it probably smelled for a couple of weeks after.
Yeah.
But
it eventually goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, it eventually goes away. It eventually goes
Oh,
away.
would have made a great video, but
It would have, but it was gone.
It's gone.
And then after I saw that was gone, I went over to Walmart. Theirs was gone too.
I saw earlier Michael Key said he didn't mulch in Walmart parking lot. You're gonna have to pay for that. He thought was free.
Oh. Load yourself, it's free, right?
Oh,
but
goodness.
We knew at Walmart they were going to have to get a forklift and, because it was on a pallet and we wanted all of it. If we were going to buy some, we were going to buy it all.
And listen, I mean, the whole time I'm thinking, you're like, well, they're going to get the forklift. We don't need to load this by hand. I'm thinking, I really don't want, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a forklift driver at our local Walmart putting a pallet of mulch in my truck.
Yeah.
I'm scared they're gonna tear something up. Now we've seen the
Tractor Supply.
They can work the forklift, but they never put it in the truck though. Everything's always been
on the trailer.
So I was a little worried. and I don't mean that in a bad way.
And my gracious, we knew it smelled, so we definitely didn't want to load it all by hand.
Yeah.
But we would have had to put it out by hand. So reckon how long it would have lasted on us.
Oh gosh.
The smell. Did you stink from it that day? Because I left and went and got Mary Carl.
Yeah, it smells pretty bad. It really does. It smells pretty bad. I can imagine those people.
But the reviews are quite comical. If y'all need something to do today, just go on over to Scott's Color Stay Mulch and read the reviews. And it's on Tractor Supply, it's on Home Depot, it's on Walmart, it's on their website, it's everywhere. And then Scott was responding in the beginning that they had two places that they bagged their mulch, and they were trying to figure out where the smell came from, by the batch number or whatever.
I know. I think there were some people that, their HOA was going to be mad. It's just crazy. I can imagine it like one of those well manicured, with the grass looks like a golf course, and they got just those sweeping beds all in the front, and probably had to buy 200 bags of mulch.
Well, imagine the shopping center or something.
Yeah.
You'd get out of the car and you'd be like, ugh, what is that? It was pretty overwhelming. Goodness. If those 15 bags of ours smelled that much, if you put a lot out, it would be bad.
Yep.
It would be bad.
Yep. And I see people saying something about the dyes, and the dyes is like a plant-based.
It's all natural
dye. Yeah.
We checked that out first.
We did. That was the first thing we looked at.
It was done by.
And that may be where the smell's coming from.
No telling.
No telling.
And that may be why it goes away, because the rain may wash that, plant-based whatever it is away. Well, what color's brown?
Yeah. What?
Feces. So maybe that's what they used. Maybe that's how they got the color. It's all natural.
Oh, goodness.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. Now, when we first got here, we bought it in bulk. Mm-hmm. And we'll probably do that again.
We're going to have to, because
probably do that again.
We can't get it for $1.
That's right.
And we need a lot of it.
We bought it in bulk.
It's not necessary. It's that we got to have a bunch of it for the fruit orchard, and then going out front. And that is something that I hate to buy. I hate to buy more. And that's what Tracy told me. She said, things that, how did she put it? Things that you have to spend money on, things that you don't necessarily see. And mulch you do see.
Yeah.
It's just not a staple. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's
But we did
what
put
it
it
is.
out by the trees that we planted all in the front of the property.
Yep.
And now we realize that we're going to have to pull all that landscape fabric up because the mulch has not been there thick enough. If the mulch was there thick enough, the weeds wouldn't have came up.
I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think it mattered. It's what happened is that those type of weeds have set seeds inside the mulch,
mat,
and the mulch will break down and turn into compost. And so it's just a great bed or breeding spot for seeds to germinate in, and that's what's happened. And we put a weed mat down, and then the mulch, and then over time that mulch just starts breaking. That's why mulch is great too. It breaks down, and it's just natural compost for your soil, but at the same time the weeds will grow in it.
Well, that's what's happened to us. So we realize now that we're going to probably have to pull that weed mat up because we don't want to weed it and then put mulch all over the top of it.
And the same thing happened again.
And the same thing happened again.
And we don't want to spray that much either. There'll be a lot of spraying, and we can't cut it. It's wide enough for the lawnmower to go through, but we can't cut it because the weed mat's there and the mulch is there, and you could probably cut 20 foot. The next thing you know, it blows the mulch out and sucks that weed mat up in the lawnmower, and which is no good. So we're going to have to pull all that out.
Yeah, and we think it will be easier to use the lawnmower to cut around that area versus trying to weed it.
Just let the pasture grass grow up through there, and it won't be weeds. It'll be pasture grass.
And when we cut grass, we'll be like this, around the trees. And what we can't get close enough to, you just have to weed eat it.
Yep.
But it worked for the time being because when they were young, they had to have that mulch around them.
Yeah, it did help. It did help because it's so hot out there.
It's so hot, and it helped to keep them moist and retain the water. But they're getting big now. I mean, those trees are big.
They're big.
I imagine a couple of more years they'll be grown together. Grown almost together.
I think so. And I've seen this question pop up, or why don't we plant trees here, or things about us planting trees because it looks so open. And it is open. This was a lot of pasture land when we bought it. Half of it is not pasture land, though. Half of it is, woods. But we've planted a lot of trees here.
We have.
Probably upwards around 100 trees we have planted since we've been here.
But trees don't grow overnight.
No.
So therefore, your visual is not trees.
Right.
And it's probably never going to be because it takes so long for trees to mature.
It takes so long. And those have grown very fast. And that's why we planted those. Those are the ones that Jason, the cryptomeria. Those are ones that Jason from Petals from the Past suggested. And we have lost some. Because of the heat. We have lost some.
But we'll be replacing those. Even though they're not going to grow at the same, level. At least there'll be a tree there.
That's right.
It won't be a blank spot.
That's right. So, and talking about weeding around it, once those trees get big, they'll shade all that out. You don't have to worry about weed eating around it. It's just cutting the grass. And then once they touch, we don't have to go in between them either.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't have to get on that backside and weed eat against the fence.
And we planted those for, privacy for one, and a windbreak. It's a natural windbreak for our property as well.
I'm just glad we did it when we did because they've come a long way.
Yep.
Quick. I mean, it looks like they've been there. It looks like they were there when we bought the property, but they weren't.
Yeah, because they're getting 3 years old now.
Is that right?
They're getting close to 3.
That was one of the first things we did.
One of the first things we did.
Because
might be the first things we did.
I hated that chain link fence when we saw the property.
Yeah.
I hated it. And so I was trying to figure out ways to make the chain link fence look better. And I came up with some people put 1x4s across the top and kind of dressed it up to make it look like a wooden fence.
Right.
But y'all, that's a lot of chain link.
Yeah.
It is a lot of chain link.
It's a lot. It's roughly, oh man, I don't want to tell no tale, but I think it's over 2,000 foot of chain link fence across.
And then we don't want to tear it down because, it serves its purpose.
Right.
The dogs can't get out. If the animals get loose, they can't get out.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a extra fence.
That's right.
And I have learned to kind of like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I even thought about dressing it up, and I may dress it up by planting something there. So
Well,
that's on in the future.
we thought about planting something on the chain link, but
Mhm.
we don't want something that's going to make it sag,
Right.
and
It'd have to be something light.
it'd have to be light, and we don't want it to not be perennial,
Right.
or not be green year round, I should
Right.
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that called when it's a perennial, but it doesn't?
A deciduous.
Okay,
It'll drop its leaves.
that's right.
But it'll still be there.
We don't want that.
Yep.
So
Did our azaleas live? I don't think so. We may have a few over there, but we've had 2 back-to-back terrible drought seasons here, and it's so hard to get a water hose over there. And y'all, I'm talking about, y'all saw my last video, y'all saw my one apple tree, and I water the fruit orchard at least once a week, and it's got mulch, and that tree's 3 years old, and it got totally stressed out, and these leaves turned brown, and it scared me at first because I thought it had died, and it happened fast.
is it dead?
No, it's still alive.
Okay.
No.
I saw some people saying to check to make sure that nozzle wasn't clogged up in your irrigation.
Okay.
And I didn't know what they were talking about.
That's what it is.
Okay.
I'll look and see. I don't think so. Usually when I cut that on, I will kind of drive through there and make sure everything's working okay. But I will double check that. And I have 2 nozzles per tree.
So if one's clogged, it's not necessarily.
I don't think both of them be clogged, but I will double check that. That is a good idea. Absolutely good idea. What about tiger lilies? That's one thing I've thought about is tiger lilies or lilies on the fence row.
We have the daffodils.
We got the daffodils, and that'll be spring, and then they'll die out, and then something that can come up in the summer months across there. I've thought about that. I would like to grow a light. It'd have to be something light though, a vine that would cover and not pull the fence down.
Yeah,
Would be
because
nice.
what is the one that blooms white that we had at the old farm that we had on the lattice?
It's the clematis. No, that was star jasmine.
And it will pull it down.
It'd pull it down.
But it would be beautiful.
And smell. That would offset the stinky mulch smell.
It would.
Because star jasmine smells wonderful. Most jasmines do smell good,
and it would stay green year round. But I just think it would pull that fence down.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
And it would have to be trimmed for sure because it grows crazy.
It is pretty rough. Yeah, well, a clematis, that's how I say it. I know people say it different, but that would work too. That would work too.
But it wouldn't be green year round.
Wouldn't be green year round.
Yeah.
Yep. Something green year round would be.
Something about, somebody said, what about ivy?
I don't know if ivy would handle that full sun.
My mama would love it. She loves ivy.
She does love it.
She loves ivy.
Shoo, she went on a planting spree at the other place, and we got ivy everywhere.
We were like, Mama, that stuff's going to take over.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll keep it trimmed. I don't know what it looks like now.
Oh, gosh, I hate to know.
I bet it's everywhere.
Because it was a job keeping that ivy down.
She planted it on the lattice on one side of where it went up under the deck.
Yeah.
And it started going down the riprap, which is the big rocks that were on the hillside. And that riprap ended up hitting the shop.
Yeah.
So I bet you it's growing up the shop wall now.
It probably is.
I bet it is. It might be on the roof of the shop by now.
Might be. I don't think it can handle full sun, though. And that's English ivy. I believe that's what that was.
We'll have to.
There's several different types of ivy, but just like clematis, or I forget how other people say it, but there's so many of those. And there might be one that, I don't know, though. I'd have to ask Tracy or Jason about that.
Morning glories. That wouldn't stay green.
We actually have those growing on it now.
Voluntary. Yeah. Yep. But I've learned kudzu.
No. I got rid of my bugs. I don't need them back.
I have learned to like that fence. So I'm not focused so much on trying to hide it anymore. Yep. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And
I love climbing hydrangeas as well. They're absolutely beautiful.
But they take shade.
Yeah, part shade.
This is, I mean,
blazing.
This is the hottest part of the farm
all day. There's no shade whatsoever. I guess it would be morning shade for a little bit once those trees get up there, but it'd be
too much.
It'd be too much.
Too much.
Mm-hmm. Full sun, blazing sun.
We'll see. We might eventually plant something, but for now, it's going to stay the way it is.
That's right.
And we're going to work on getting that weed mat out when it gets cooler.
That's right.
It drives me crazy because when I cut grass, I can't get in there and cut the weeds with the mower.
Yep.
It's like you said, it'll suck it up. I've tried it before.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, paint the fence black. We thought about that.
We thought about that, but you know what's going to happen? It's going to start flaking off, and then you're going to have a polka dotted fence.
Yeah, and I don't know how many cans of spray paint it would.
Well, you could put. You
can roll it.
No, you could put paint in a sprayer and spray it.
Yeah.
Gallons of paint. You have.
That's true. That's true.
That's what you would do. You wouldn't.
Somebody want to know, do I dehead my roses? That's a complicated question, and it don't sound like it is. Just depending on what type of rose it is. We got spring bloomers and we got repeat bloomers. My spring bloomers, which are going to put on the show in that spring, once they're done, I will come back and dehead them then, but I don't want to wait too late to do that. You don't want to do that in February. You want to do that, once they're done for the year. And you'll know when spring bloomers are done. Your repeat bloomers, that just depends on if you want to or not, honestly. Those drift roses, I never dehead those. Now I will cut them back by a third or a half of their new growth in February, but I'm not going to go out because it's just so many of them. And it would help them put on more blooms, but eventually they're still going to put on more blooms. And so now it just depends. If it's a repeat bloomer, I kind of don't, because it's just a timing thing for me. But you could do it. My spring bloomers, I will dehead those after they're done blooming. And that's just to help them get ready for the next season. Hope that makes sense.
Catherine asked me the other day, and I wasn't at home when she asked me, so I couldn't ask you, but she was cutting her climbing pinky back, and she wanted to know if she could use what she cut off to take cuttings off of. And I told her I thought she could, but I forgot to ask you and get back with her.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Any of your roses, you can take any roses you cut back. You can use them for cuttings for the most part. And I usually get a 50% rate on the cuttings. So if I take 10, typically 5 would live and 5 won't.
Well, that's pretty good, though.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it wouldn't be good if you were hatching chicks and 50% were roosters.
No, yep, that's true.
And that's a question that I get asked a lot. Why don't you just hatch your own chicks instead of going to buy chicks at the store? Chicks at the store are sexed.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say 9 out of 10 are pretty accurate.
Yes.
Versus if I hatch them,
it's going to be 50-50.
It's going to be 50-50 and maybe
even worse. Like the silkies were, I think, let's see, we hatched 10.
And only 2 were hens.
Only 2 were hens, 8 were roosters. So yeah.
I just can't take that chance because first of all, I don't know how to sex a chick. And it would have to grow out in order to determine if it was a hen or a rooster. And then I've raised it and I've gotten attached to it. And then what do I do with it?
Even if you could, and you had 8 roosters and 2 hens, and you could tell the males from females, what are you still going to do with the roosters?
That's right.
So, I mean, yeah. So, that's it. Yeah.
That's why I don't hatch my own chicks.
What's the difference between a knockout rose and a drift rose? The size. The knockout rose will get pretty big, and the drift rose will stay really relatively low. Do we still have our purple martin houses? Yes.
Yes, and but purple martins are gone.
We'll be taking those down
here directly
soon and cleaning them out. I think we had 2. I'm suspecting we had 2 families this year.
So 4 birds.
And we had some
bluebirds.
Bluebirds too. So
So
Yeah.
bluebirds decided to use them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I mean, it's not like they're going to inhabit all the houses.
Right.
We would like for them not to, but I mean, how are we going to kick them out?
That's right. And me and Mary Carl actually here recently, we had some bird houses, and some of them were bluebird houses that we, people had gifted us, or we had them left over from our old farm that we brought over here, and we just haven't hung them. And me and her went around and put some of those up too. So hopefully that encouraged the bluebirds to go there versus
The Purple
Martin house.
Yep. There's Catherine. So maybe she heard that about the roses, because I'm sorry I didn't tell her that she could take the cuttings. It's too late now, I'm sure.
It's too late. Oh goodness. It is too late. Somebody asked about, and I meant to say this earlier, was what's the brand of the nest box we have, the nesting box? And it's Best Nest is the name of that nesting box.
Best Nest, but we're not sponsored by them. We just chose the less expensive of the ones that are offered in a rollout nesting box, and we've been pleasantly pleased with it.
The other one we know of is Hen Gear.
Hen Gear, and then Premier One makes one.
Premier One makes one. But the Best Nest and the Hen Gear are very similar to each other.
Very similar. Yeah. And we got the 4-foot one.
It's actually on sale.
Yeah, it says it's for 50 hens, but I'm gonna tell y'all, if you got 50 hens, you probably need more than one box.
I would think so.
And they're not all gonna go lay at one time. I mean, that's for sure. Yep. But still, you want them to have enough space where they feel they don't have to line up and wait on that hen to come out.
Higher Ground said that their hen gear is working great. Good. We love it. We love it.
Yes.
We would have bought that one if it would have been the least expensive of the two at the time.
But we don't have to clean eggs.
G&G bought the Premier one. I didn't know that.
Yep. She had a hen gear, and then she bought a second one.
Got you.
Because it was a little bit less expensive.
I got you.
Than either of the two.
Wow.
The Premier one was. So, anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah, it beats cleaning eggs. I mean, if I could take back all the time that I cleaned eggs at the old farm.
Oh, goodness.
Because we used the antique nesting boxes back then.
We did.
And they serve their purpose. But my gracious, once a hen goes in there and comes out, then the nastiness, it's just, they have to be washed. And now they don't. Takes away a lot of trouble.
Somebody was thinking when they built that thing.
Yes, they were.
Absolutely.
I'm sure with a little engineering, you could probably convert a regular nesting box into a rollout. Jacqueline actually did that.
Jacqueline, she was on here earlier.
Was she?
Yep. Or Zach, one of them.
Or attempted to do that. I don't know if it ever.
So she converted her regular.
I don't know if it ever happened, but she talked about it. She was going to try.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
Yeah, she is a smart girl.
She's in more ways than fixing a rollout nest. Oh goodness, I don't know if she
should start her own DIY channel.
She's too busy.
I guess so.
Unless
she's too busy on our website.
I was fixing to say, unless you want to fire her, and I don't want to do that, then she doesn't have time for that.
Oh goodness.
She does not have any.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So I went to get money out of the, what do you call it, farm stand.
Yeah.
And in those bills was a $2 bill.
Yes, and we were so happy to see it.
And it brought a smile to my face. And this is why. So my meemaw, which was my daddy's mama, was, oh my goodness, she was in my life up until she passed. I mean, like your granddaddy was to you, was my meemaw to me. And my meemaw always carried a $2 bill in her wallet. So,
was that for good luck? Is that why?
Yes.
I think that's right.
So when she passed away, my daddy got the $2 bill, and he started carrying it in his wallet. So my daddy passed away, and I started carrying that $2 bill in my wallet for good luck. You know where it's going.
Right.
And one day, in about 2001, I would say, I was in the grocery store, and I left my wallet on the shelf. I got out to the car, and I realized that I had left my wallet, and I was in a panic. So I called and I canceled my cards that I had at the time and made sure all that was safe and nobody could, steal from me. Reported it to Walmart and was just sick that I had left my wallet. I get home and I get a phone call, and I, of course, had posted it everywhere that, my wallet was lost. Please, there's a reward if you just give me my driver's license back.
Mm-hmm.
So this person called me and they had my wallet, and I was so thrilled. And one of the main reasons I was so thrilled was because I was going to get that $2 bill back. Now, I probably had $30 or so in cash in there.
Mm-hmm.
I had some credit cards, had my driver's license, but I was most concerned about that $2 bill. So she called me and I went to her house and I picked up my wallet. And I got in the car and I immediately searched. I knew the money was missing immediately, but I didn't care. Behind my driver's license should have been that $2 bill, and it was gone too. It made me sick because I would have gave them a $20 bill to replace that $2 bill, but they had to steal it too. Now, I don't know if the person that called me took my money. She was a very nice girl. I mean, I appreciated having my cards back, my driver's license, and all that. But my goodness, I just wish I had that $2 bill back. So maybe I'll take that $2 bill
and put it in your wallet
that came out of that farm stand that somebody they might not have known it. They might not have known it meant anything to us. Right. That might have been just what they had. But I'll take that $2 bill and I'll fold it up and I'll put it in my wallet and we'll start over.
That's right.
That's the way I looked at it. When I saw that $2 bill, I just hadn't seen one in a very long time. It's just not common currency.
Yeah, that's right. It's not.
When you see one, it catches your eye. So, yep.
And that goes to show that you never know what something you do may impact somebody.
That's right.
And it could be just the smallest thing in the world.
Well, that was my immediate thought when I saw that $2 bill is they wanted me to have that $2 bill in replacement of what I lost 22 years ago.
Yep.
To start over and call it new. And maybe one day Mary Carl will carry that $2 bill in her wallet.
That's right.
Because like I said, I would have gave that person that took that $2 bill $20 in replace. But they wanted the cash and they got it.
That's right.
They got it. But I was happy to have my wallet back nonetheless. Appreciate that person, calling me. If they took the money, then they deserved it because they gave me my other things back. Just not the $2 bill.
Well, Michael Key said, wouldn't it be cool if that was your original $2 bill?
Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool? I'll never know, but I'll put it in my mind as that was it.
That's right.
That was it. That was my replacement. So. Yep.
Well, what are you going to do today? You going to watch football with me?
I don't, Jason. I'm just going to be honest. I don't.
I know who is going to watch football with me.
Dee Dee.
Holly. Holly will watch football with me.
One of the first things I heard Jason say to Dee Dee this morning is, Dee Dee, do you want to watch football today? I bet you're going to pull for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh,
and Dee Dee didn't answer either. Dee Dee's going to be with me. I can tell you that.
She's not going to watch football.
She's going to. Y'all. So I told y'all that.
Oh, goodness.
That Dee Dee was good after she had that temporal P. Is that what it was called? The peels.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was wishful thinking because it didn't last long. And when I took Dee Dee back to the vet, I told him, I said, she's still itching. Is there anything, we can do? Because I hate to see her like this. And I don't want to give her another dose of those pills if it doesn't work. And so they mentioned a shot, and goodness, I don't know what it was called, but they said they could do the shot and it would last 6 weeks if it worked. I said, well, let's do it. And so they gave her the shot, and y'all, let me tell y'all, Dee Dee is a different dog.
She is.
Yesterday, well, actually, the night that it was storming, Dee Dee scared of bad weather. Dee Dee was playing. I had her in the bed to try to relaxer, and she was doing like this with her feet
Mhm.
like a cat trying to play. So she feels so much better since she's had that injection. And hopefully, I know it's seasonal allergies. I
It
know it
is
is
because
because
yeah,
during the winter months, she doesn't have it.
nothing.
And when I rescued her was, hot weather. That's when she was itching so bad. But she's good. She is good. So next year I'll know how to treat it when the allergies come about. And I mean, she acts like I'm wondering if her embark test was wrong on the age.
Yeah.
She's acting like she's 2, not 10.
Mhm.
And who knows how accurate those
She
things
looks
are.
so. I gotta tell y'all something. Talking about Dee Dee made me think about this. So Brooke was milking Capri, and it popped up in my head because I had saw this picture of Dee Dee, and y'all remember when we first got Dee Dee, and people were saying it's called Cyto Point, and that's what your dog gets during the summer. A lot of people get it.
Okay.
Their dogs. But anyways, I sent this to Brooke. Y'all remember Dee Dee when we first got her? She was not good, and so we had this picture, and
This is Dee Dee when we first got her.
this is Dee Dee when we first got her right here. And I told Brooke, I said, this is before Cog Hill Farm Coffee. And this is after Cog Hill Farm Coffee. But look how much better she looks.
She's sitting over here right now, and y'all, I mean, it's night and day, the difference in that
Y'all
dog.
look at her now. Ain't that something?
Her gray's even gone. She had gray, I mean, not on her face, but she had gray all over her chest, and that part is now black.
Yeah.
So, a little nurturing goes a long way.
It does. It does. But that made me think about it. I was going to post that, but I thought some people may not think it was too funny. But I knew you guys would.
Yeah, that's right. And Dee Dee has a new start in life.
Oh, goodness gracious.
A new start in life.
Oh, Dee Dee. Yeah,
and
she
I'm
looks great.
So happy she's here. Yesterday afternoon, I was in the Scott area. Y'all know where that is, aviary area, filling up swimming pools, filling up waters. Dee Dee went with me. And it's been a long time since I've seen Dee Dee with an egg. A long time.
Did she have one?
She passed right by me with a green egg. Gosh. And I said, where in the world did you get a green egg? There's no egg laying green egg layers out here.
Oh.
So I don't know what she did with it, but she passed by me and I saw her trying to dig. And obviously the ground was too hard because then she passed by me again, going to find some softer ground.
It's somewhere out there.
It's somewhere out there.
Jacqueline, the head family farm, says their tooth fairy brings $2 bills.
Oh, how about that?
Don't be pulling your teeth now.
No, they're all replaced. Okay, so I just saw something and it's time to address it.
What's that?
I get a lot of questions about my necklace.
Oh.
A lot of questions. And that one just happened.
You caught it.
I caught it. Where did I get my necklace? Y'all, it was a gift from my mama for Christmas. So I don't know where it came from. But I used to have a necklace that she bought me that had a little opal charm on it. And it broke. And so this past Christmas, she bought me a replacement, and it just so happens to be my taste. I'm kind of a picky jewelry person. I don't like anything that's overdone, flashy. And this is just, to me, my everyday necklace. So I don't know where she got it, but I appreciate all the compliments. And it was time to talk about it because I forget. I forget. Somebody asked me where I got my necklace. I forget to tell them it was a gift from my mama for Christmas. So maybe I can ask her.
Do you know the name of the shot they gave Dee Dee?
Well, they said it.
No, they said that. Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
The people said it, but I don't know what it is. It started with a C, I believe.
Cyto Point.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Cyto Point.
That's what she got.
That's what she got. Okay. Cyto Point. Oh, Zoe said she's gonna send Nick over here when the game starts.
Is that right?
So she can get him out of her house.
Well,
and put him over here.
it happens to all of us, Zoe. It happens.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, me.
Are they pearls? Yes, it's pearls and a little chain going around them.
I wanted to say this. Higher Ground Farm, they said they turned a pop-up camper into a chicken coop, a portable chicken coop. Send me pictures of that in an email. I'd love to see that. I want to see that. I want to see what it looks like.
You know, I've thought about
if we have to expand and have to, I don't know, if we do have to build another one, I was just curious what theirs looks like.
Oh, I saw the perfect one.
Did you?
And it's actually, it's not an Airstream, but it's the Avion.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
That sounds good.
Well, that will be the perfect chicken coop. Let me just show you.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I haven't thought of adding another one. You done opened a can of worms now. I didn't know you'd be interested. Yeah. You can have the old one. I'll have the new one. What's it called? What's the thing called? It's not an Airstream. It's a AV something.
Oh gosh, Avon keeps it, but it's not Avon.
It's not Avon. Avion, I believe.
Avon. They don't have this? I guess
there Avon, it is.
Avon's still in
business.
There it is.
That would be perfect.
Avion.
Wouldn't it?
It would be perfect. Oh gosh.
You have to gut it. We might do better using ours.
Might do better using ours. We still got our Airstream. I answered the email yesterday wanting to know about it, but yeah, like I told them, Avalon.
Evion.
But
it's no L.
When we got that Airstream, our life was totally different than it is now, and we did a complete 180. And so the Airstream gets put on the back burner. Eventually, though, one day we will get that going for sure.
All right, here it is. This is the one that I saw for sale. It's not an Airstream, or is it an Airstream? I think it's like a knockoff of an Airstream that started during that time.
I think so. They're still both cool.
Yeah, it's so if anybody's looking for one, y'all, that thing is $1,000, and I wouldn't pay that for a chicken coop. But if you were going to redo it to be a camper, it looks really good. It's in Alabaster, Alabama. They were asking $2,500, and now it's $1,000. Bought as a project piece to restore. So let's move this vintage AVION camper to this person. It looks a little rough on the inside, though.
It is rough.
But it's not anything somebody couldn't fix. That's a good deal. You just don't find them.
Yeah, they're expensive.
That cheap.
They're expensive.
Not with wheels on it and, it can be towed.
They're expensive. I couldn't read it because it went by so fast, but I think it was, gosh, I can't remember the name. Sorry. Thought it was Sandy, but it may not have been Sandy. Sandy got in trouble last.
She did. Sandy got in trouble. It might have been her.
But I was asking about Avon. I remember the Avon lady would come around, and my parents and my grandmother, they all would buy stuff from the Avon lady because it was like a door-to-door thing back then. And I was wondering if they still kind of did that, but it looks like they no longer did that they may have sold that company. And so I guess it's not like that. I guess there's probably no more door-to-door salesmen as anything. I remember the vacuum salesman too.
I recently saw somebody that was having a Tupperware party.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I cannot remember who it was. It was somebody on my friends list, but they were having a Tupperware party.
I used to go to Tupperware parties with my mom.
I have never been to a Tupperware party.
You can imagine a 6, 7, 8-year-old boy sitting in a Tupperware party with his mom.
You were probably stacking Tupperware.
Playing. I don't remember. I remember going, but I don't remember what it was like, honestly. And they would pass around and I'm thinking in my head it was the orange Tupperware with the top looked like these little lines in it. I can't explain it. Somebody probably knows what I'm talking about though.
My mama's got a that mold that she uses for congealed salad. I think that's Tupperware.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? It's green, and then it's got the hollow thing on the bottom with a little cup around it or lid,
Mhm.
and then the top has a lid.
I
And so
got
you
you.
invert it and make I love a congealed salad.
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe she'll make me one
Yeah,
soon.
maybe so. Kirby vacuums. That was the one, and then the rainbow vacuum kind of took its place. It seemed like seemed like in our area, everybody had one of them $high rainbow vacuum cleaners.
Well, do you remember when Richie came and did the demonstration for us,
Yep.
even when we lived on Willow Drive?
Mm-hmm. That was in the early 2000s.
It was. He this guy that we knew as parents, he was doing vacuum cleaner salesman, and he wanted to do a demonstration. He had so many he had to do. So,
Mhm.
His mama reached out to me and asked if he could come to our house and do a demonstration. And I said, sure. So he comes over and he pulls the couch cushions up. And that's going to be his demonstration. I will never forget. We had labs that got on our couch. How much hair was under that couch cushion and how embarrassed I was. Do you remember it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We had 2 Labrador retrievers, and y'all, if you've ever had a lab that was in the house, then you know about the hair. And it was like, I can't believe you just lifted up my couch cushion. But it sucked it up. It still didn't convince us to buy one, though.
We didn't buy it.
We didn't buy it.
Oh gosh, especially back then. We were just married,
Yeah.
just starting out. There's no way in the world we could afford a vacuum cleaner.
We would have been doing good to buy one at Walmart, much less a high dollar one.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But it sucked that dog hair off.
Yep. Somebody said encyclopedia sales. I remember those.
I don't.
I remember the encyclopedia salesman.
I remember our bookcase being covered with encyclopedias. And if we wanted to know something, my mom would say, well, go look it up.
That was your Google.
That was your Google.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, how things have changed.
So have changed.
And I wore that dog part out of the encyclopedia. Dog breed section.
Dog breed section.
I knew them from beginning to end.
I like that one, and I like the snake section.
Yeah, I like the snake section too.
Mm-hmm.
I can still, I feel like I'm sitting here looking at it.
Yep.
It was colored pictures.
Yep.
How about that?
How about that? Well, I saw that Kat's Tiny Kitchen said that she is no longer allowed at Tupperware parties.
Uh-oh.
Because it's financially straining.
Oh. Well, you could get a lot of Tupperware, though, for the price of one rainbow vacuum cleaner. So look at it that way. Look at it that way.
Oh, my gracious.
Well, an hour has passed very quickly.
It has.
And you only have like 2 hours before football starts.
For the Georgia Bulldogs.
So I got to get a lot of work
Clemson
done.
Tigers.
A lot of work out of him in the next less than 2 hours.
Oh, goodness.
So is your coffee empty?
Mine's gone.
Mine's not. It's been too hot, but it's down to about right there.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what that means? I'm gonna chug it when we get off of here.
You're gonna chug it.
That's right. That's right. So may the best team win.
That's right.
Doesn't matter if it's your team, but the best team's gonna win.
Yep.
So, should we say that we won't be live on Tuesday?
We won't be live on Tuesday.
Or either we can change the time, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
We'll update y'all on
Let's
the
see.
live on Tuesday. I have an appointment, so I'm not so sure that we won't be live at 4, that's for sure. The time may change.
And don't forget, September 14th is coming pretty quick for the Great Fall Festival.
That's right.
In Jemison, Alabama.
Jemison.
And we would love to see you guys.
Yep. Until then,
y'all be good.